Design a one-page website using Elementor. Now guys, in this lesson we're going to design a one-page website using Elementor. Now we've learned how we can be able to use Elementor, we've learned how we can be able to use all the widgets, and also learn how we can be able to use Elementor template. Now in this lesson we are going to learn how to create a one-page website from scratch. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so I have my Elementor page opened over here. I'm still using the home page. I've deleted all the content that we did over here from it, and I've updated it. So if you go over here and refresh the home page, you're not going to see anything again. You're going to see a blank page over here. Okay, so that is exactly what we are using over here. But of course you can create a new page and also follow along with this. Now first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to create a one-page website. Now I have already created the page or the website or the full page itself using an AI software already, and I'm going to recreate this one. This is just a wireframe of what we are going to create. So this is exactly what we want to create. Okay, so we're going to recreate it using Elementor and then add all the images and other stuff that we will be using in it. So as you can see over here, this is just a wireframe of it. Now at the end of this course, the last part of the course, I'll tell you all the AI softwares or the AI tools that will help you be able to recreate or create website quickly. Okay, and this software is one of them. So if you see over here, I've already created the wireframe of that particular website that we will be creating. So all what we need to do is just look at the wireframe and recreate it in Elementor over here. Okay, so if you look at this thing critically, forget about the header, forget about the footer over here. Okay, focus on the middle ones. So from the hero session to the last part, which is the contact over here. Okay, that is what we are going to create. So our website should have a hero session, it should have an about page over here, and then also complementing the about page, also we have this section over here, and then we have the services section over here, and then we have the client feedback or the testimonials also section over here, and then lastly we have our contact section. Now with the contact section, what we will do is over here, instead of adding a map, we're going to add a form over here so that people will be able to fill the form, and then we get emails in our we get the form in our emails. Okay, so the details of the form in our emails. So that is exactly what we are going to do over here. So we're going to start with the hero section and then create all of them from scratch using Elementor. So over here, as you can see, with the hero session, it is having a background image, and then with this header text, and then it's subheader text over here, and then some two call to actions. Okay, so that is exactly what we want to recreate. So we go back to our Elementor over here and then start recreating our hero section. All right guys, so first of all, we're going to create the hero session over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we will first of all choose the colors that we want to use for this particular one-page website. So I have the colors over here. I've already chosen my colors that I want to use for this particular one-page website, and I will give you all the resources in this tutorial, so you don't need to worry about it. All the resources will be linked down there so that you can be able to get it to use in this particular tutorial. So what you have to do is we are going to create a container. Okay, so we're going to click on this plus icon, create a container for the hero session over here, and this container is going to be a box. All right, it's going to be the the content width. We make it 850. We're going to make it 850, and then also the minimum height, I'm going to make it 700. Okay, so it's going to be something like this over here. Now I'll go to it advanced, and then I'll unlink this padding over here. Then I'll give it a top margin of 50, and then a bottom margin of also 50, so that it's going to be like a space you know, at the top and bottom of the container. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the style of the container, and then I'll give it a background type of black background. So I'm going to choose this particular color over here, and I'm going to use it. So I'll click on make sure that you choose the classic over here, and then click on this particular color over here to pick your color. So I'm going to paste the color over here, so it's going to be something like this. Okay, so that's the foreground color, or the color the background color. Okay, now I'm going to choose an image for the background. Now I set up this background because if the image doesn't load, then this is the background that is supposed to come. Okay, but at the moment I set up an image over here, I choose an image to set that as the background, it will cover the whole background. Okay, so I'm going to upload some images over here. Now I have a couple of images that I have you know, I've created over here, and I'll be using it for this particular one page website. Of course, I will leave all the images also for you to be able to use it in this particular website. So I'm going to just highlight all of them and then drag and drop them over here. So I'll wait for it to upload, and then we choose the image that we want to use for that the hero section over there. All right guys, so the images has been downloaded, uploaded, sorry. The images has been uploaded, and I'm going to choose this particular image over here. Okay, this is the image that I want to use. Now of course you can choose any kind of image that you want to use. Okay, but I'm going to choose this one over here to use, and then you can give it an alt text and then a caption and then description. Okay, this particular thing is basically for SEO purposes. Okay, so I'm going to just select it over here, and as you can see, this is how the image looks like. Okay, so we want to, you know, just position the image well, and then check out the display size also of the image. So over here, the position, we want to position it center, and then we will also say maybe no repeat. Okay, we don't want it to repeat. And then the display size, I'm gonna say cover. Okay, so that it's going to cover all the container over there. So this is how it looks like. Okay, now we want it to have a you know, a darker overlay. Okay, so basically because we want to write on top of this image, so we want it to have a darker overlay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and then choose background overlay. So make sure that you select background overlay over here, and then the background type, I'm going to choose classic. And then this time around, we're not going to add an image, we are going to go ahead and then choose our color. So I'm going to go over here, and then the same color that I gave it to the background, I'm going to give it over here. Now of course you see that even though it is black, you can still see the background image. Okay, basically because it is an overlay, and then the opacity too is what is 0.5 over here. So if you wanted to make it a little bit darker, like I'm going to do, you have to increase the opacity. Okay, so you can either slide it to your right or slide it to your left to decrease it, and then slide it to your right to increase it. Okay, so I'm going to increase it to 9.7 or 0.97. okay, 0.97, which is quite okay. Of course you can go ahead to make it like 9.8, which is also quite okay. Okay, now I just want to see a little bit of a background, not too much of it. So basically this is how it's going to be like. Now if you are done with this one, now because we're going to add different kind of things in it, now first of all we want to add a different container inside this particular container. Okay, so what we're going to do is we click on this 9 dots over here, or the grip icon over here, and then we drag in a container over here. So just drag in a container over here, and as you can see, this is the container. Now I'm going to click over here and then go to this side, and then I'm going to just give the padding to be, let's say, 0, so that there's not going to be any space over here. Okay, of course you can also ignore it, just undo it, and then it's still going to be the same, but it depends on how you want it. So we're just going to leave it like this, and then come over here. Okay, and then what we are going to do is we're going to drag in a text widget inside this particular container. All right, so now that we have a text widget in it, now what I'm going to do is I want to duplicate this particular container so that it's going to be like a 2 different containers over here. Now I like it this way because I'll be placing some things over here, and then I'll also be placing some things over here. So when I switch to the mobile side, it's still going to be perfect for me. Okay, so basically that is it. Now what I will do is over here I'll just click over here, okay, and then go to the layout over here, and then instead of content width box, I want to change it to full width over here. Now the same is what I'm going to apply to this particular one also. Instead of the box, I'm going to change it to full width over here. Okay, so this is how it's going to be like, and I'm okay with it. Now over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add if you come over here, this is the text, the heading text that we're going to add. Okay, so the heading text over here is what we are going to add over here. So I'm going to just add this one over here, come to its style, and then position it in the center. With the typography, I'm going to choose Arial. Okay, so I'm just going to choose Arial for this particular one, and then over here I'm going to make it like either 65, which I think is quite okay for me. So 65 is quite okay for me. And then with a color also, I'm going to come over here and then choose my bright blue over here. Okay, so this is what I want to use. So let me just click over here to open it, and then the color, I'm going to choose bright blue, which is more or less like a greenish color like that. Okay, so let me see, yeah, this particular color over here. So this is what I want, this is what I want to choose. Okay, now underneath this heading, I want to place a text over here. So if you see on this particular wireframe, you see that there is a text over here. So we're going to copy this text and then come over here, and then we'll click on the grip icon, and we will drag the text editor inside this first container. Okay, so we're going to drag it inside the first container. So as you can see, it is inside the first container, and then we will delete this whole thing and then paste this text in it. Now I'm going to go to a style over here, and then I will make it like an 18. Okay, let's say 19, 18, 19, which is okay. And then with the text, I want to say Arial also, so Arial, and then I think that's all. But I'm going to come over here and then pick this ash, okay, color, come over here and change this one to the ash color. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. Now I'm going to position it in the center, and then with this one I want to just open it up a little bit. So I'm going to give it a line height. Okay, so I'm going to go to typography, and if you scroll down, there is a line height over here. So I'm just going to increase it, increase the line height a little bit. All right, so I think this is quite okay. Or let me just give it like an 80. Okay, which is quite okay. Now what I will do is I will click on this particular side because I want to place all of them inside the middle. Okay, so I'll click on this edit container over here, and then go to its layout, and then when you scroll down, you see this one which says justify. I want to put it in center. Okay, so as you can see, it's shifted to center, and then the items, I want to align them all also in center. Okay, so basically this is quite okay. Now over here I will delete this text from here, and then what I'm going to add is I'm going to add this particular 2 buttons over here. So if you see it, these are the 2 buttons that I want to add. So what I want to do is I will click over here, and then first of all see the direction over here which says what, row. That is exactly what I want. So I'm going to use this direction row, and then click over here, and then I'll drag in my first button over here. Okay, so this is the first button. I'm going to drag in another button, or I can decide to duplicate this particular one, and it's going to be like this. Okay, so as you can see, this is how it looks like. So this one, I will name it maybe learn more. Okay, and then this one will be maybe sign up, or you know, just let's say sign up. Okay, so sign up. This one will be sign up. So we want to place it in the middle, so I'm going to click over here, and then also justify this one in the middle over here, and then center it. So it will be something like this. Now of course we can style this one. Okay, so we click over here and then go to a style, and then we can style it. Now first of all, I'm going to content. I want to change it from small to medium. Okay, the same thing applies to this one. I'm going to change it from small to medium. So this is how it's going to be like. And then this place, I'll come over here, go to a style, and then I'll change the color. Okay, so I want to change the color to this particular color over here. So I'll come over here and then pick the bright blue over here. So I'm going to pick this bright blue, copy, you know, click on this one, and then paste this color over here. So it's going to be something like this. Okay, so you see that this one is what, a little bit you know, very blue. Okay, so what I can do is I can decide to even change it if I want to change it. So let's say I want to use this particular one also over here. Let me see how this one also looks like. Okay, so this one looks good. Okay, so since they are all the colors that we are using, then I think this one looks good. It makes the you know, the words over here come out. Okay, and that is exactly what we want. So I'm going to change this one to white. Okay, and then with the typography, I'll come over here and change this one to Arial or whatever it is. Okay, this typography, and then I'll make it like 22. Okay, so maybe 20. All right, so 20 is quite okay. And what I'll do is I'm gonna just go ahead and then go to you know, the typography, the border over here, give it a border color, and I'm gonna a border, I'm gonna give it like a 2. Okay, and then the border color also, I'm gonna just use the same color for it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this one and then paste style. Okay, that is one very good thing about Elementor, you can copy and paste style. So I'm going to just paste the style over here, and this is how this one also looks like. But I will also come over here, and what I'm going to do is the border radius, I will give it, you see the border radius is the corner you know, radius over there. Automatically it have a border corner radius. I don't want it, I want to give it like a 0. Okay, I want it to be you know, just a rectangle or something like that. Okay, just a rectangle button. So I'm gonna go with this one also, and then go over here, then also give it 0. Okay, so that there is nothing over here. But if you look at our second button over here, it doesn't have a color. Okay, so meaning that there is no background color for the button color, the button color. So we want to go over here and then remove this background color over here. So how do we remove it? So you see the one which is color over here, we can come over here and then drag the opacity down. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this. So now we have our you know, hero session done for us. Now of course, if you feel like the image at the background is not really showing well, you can go ahead and then, you know, just reduce the opacity a little bit with the opacity of the image and the background overlay. You can reduce it. So I'm gonna go over here and then reduce the opacity. Okay, so let me make the opacity, let's say 88. Okay, so 88 is quite okay. If it's not okay for you, you can, you know, let's say I want to make it like a 90. All right, so 90 is quite okay. I can be able to see it. So now our hero session is what is done. We are good to go. Now we can come down over here. Now whatever you do after finishing the hero session, now we can click update to update it. Okay, so whatever we are doing is on the desktop mode. or the desktop screen. Okay, so if you want to make it mobile responsive, make sure that you click on this responsive mode and then check it on all the devices. So this is how it's going to show on tablet mode. Now, of course, if you want to reduce it, you can just go ahead and then click over here and then reduce the size a little bit. Go to this one, also reduce, you know, this one a little bit. Okay, the same thing applies to this one. You can also reduce the size a little bit. All depends on you and how you want to you know, work. Okay, the same depends on this one. Now if you go to you know, the mobile responsive, also this is how it's also going to look like. Now of course you can go ahead and then just reduce the size a little bit. So instead of the 49, you can go ahead and just reduce it. So let's say we want to make it like you know, 28 or maybe 25. Okay, so yeah, this one is quite okay. Then we can come over here and then click on the text, reduce it to, let's say, 12. Okay, so this is quite okay. Now over here you can also come here, okay, and then just make it like this, and it's gonna be you know, just like this over here. It's gonna be like a column or something, a vertical. Okay, column vertical over here. So you're gonna have something like this, and then with the background, you can click over here, go to its layout. Okay, and then what you can do is you can reduce the minimum height over here. So as you can see, everything will be you know, everything will be good on mobile also. So that is how you can be able to create your mobile section. So since we are done with the mobile for this particular session, then we can go ahead and create the next section over here, which is very easy to do. So as you can see over here, we have two column section over here. We have this column which has an image, and then this column which has some few words also over here, and this is the about section. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over here, and then first of all we're going to click and pick, you know, we're going to pick. Now I sometimes love to pick a single you know, container. Okay, not a double or triple or whatever it is, the structure. I want to pick just a single container, so I'm going to choose this particular one over here. And what I'll do is I will first of all click here and then go to it advanced, and then give it top and bottom padding. Okay, so I'm going to go remove all the padding, give it a top and bottom padding of 50, bottom also of 50. Now depending on how you want it, but I always want 50 at the top, 50 at the bottom. Okay, now over here also I want to add another container inside this particular container. So as you can see, we have a container in this one. Okay, so now inside this container, what I will do is, so you see that if I click over here, okay, and I go to its layout and I check the direction, is this one, which is what column vertical, but I want it to be directional. Okay, so that when I duplicate this particular one, it's going to be a double over here, and that is what we want, so that I can add an image over here and add the words also over here. Okay, so that is what, very simple. So I'll click on this particular one, drag in an image widget over here. So let me just drag it again, drag it an image widget over here, and this is how it's going to be like. So I'll click over here, and then I'm just going to look for you know, an image widget. So I think this one is okay for an about page, or you can just choose this one depending on what you want, and then I'll click on select over here. All right, so this is basically for our about us page, about us session. Okay, so now what I'll do is over here I'll click on this plus icon over here, and then drag in a heading widget. Okay, and then also go ahead and drag in a text editor also over here. So make sure it's underneath this heading widget. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this. Now here I will just you know, go over here and then just copy the text over here, bring it over here, and then paste it here. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this. Go over here, go to style, and change the color to this particular black. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this particular black over here. So let me just go with this dark color over here. All right, so I'm going to change this one to Arial. The typography font family, I'm going to change it to Arial. Okay, And then what I want to do is I want to see how this one looks like. So there are spaces over here, and there is what 3 lines also. Okay, so yeah, I want to just increase this over here, and then let me just check the okay. So I want to increase this font size, and then see if it will just increase. So let me just give it like a 35, okay, or let's say 36. Yeah, so if you look at it, it's having what 3 1 2 3 lines. Okay, so that is exactly what I want. And then the line height, I'll change this one to EM, and then I'll make it like 1.5 or maybe 1.3 or 1.2 EM. Okay, so this is quite okay. And then over here, I'll click over here, come over here, and then just copy the text over here, come to this place and paste it over here. So I'm going to have something like this one, which is also quite okay for me. Okay, so if you are okay with it, you are good to go. But of course, I'm not okay. I have to style the text also. So with the text, I'll still pick my ash. Let me pick the ash and see if it doesn't work. Then I'm going to use a little bit of what the black. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and come over here, and then just paste this one in. So this one is not good for a white background, so I'm just going to make it something like this. All right, so something like this is quite okay. I'll come over here and change this one to 18. Okay, and then come over here and change this one to Arial. All right, so this is how it's going to be like. So first of all, I advise you to get a bigger how do you call it, image. Okay, so to get images also, I'll leave some links in the description, and the in the description, of course, for you, so that you can be able to go ahead, all the resources you can be. But then to get an image, you can go to a site called Unsplash. Okay, unsplash.com. over here, just hit over here and then search for any image that you want. So let's say I want web design agency or something like that. So I want a web design agency stock footages or images. So I can be able to pick any image that I want. So let's say I want this particular image over here. I can just go ahead, click on this one over here, and then click on the size that I want. So I just want a medium size so that it wouldn't burden my website. So you can go through and then see all the images over there. Some are paid, some are free. Okay, and of course the free ones are also good. They are very, very good. That is what I use on most of my websites. Okay, so you can go ahead and then pick any kind of image that you want to use on your website. So as I downloaded the image, I can go ahead and then just search for the image that I downloaded. Okay, so as you can see, this is the image that I downloaded. I can be able to I'm gonna put it in my Udemy course over here, and then put it in my one page website, and then go into the one page site and put it in my images over here. Okay, so if I want to change this one, I click on this particular image, click on it over here, and then choose this image and then drag it in. But before I do that, let me just view the image once more and then see if that is the image that I want to use on my website. All right, of course I love the image, I want to use it, so I want to change the name over here to website. Okay, and then I can just drag and drop it over here. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for it to upload, and then I'm going to use it on my website. All right, so it is already selected. I click on select. Now as you can see, the image is what is uploaded over here. So I think this is quite okay. This is good. So you see that this one is at the top over here, but the image is a little bit how do you call it, longer or bigger. Okay, so what we will do is we click over here, want to center everything in the middle, and then you see the justify center over here. We click to justify this one. It doesn't justify for us, so what we do is we center all the items over here, and as you can see, everything is centered over here. So now I think we are good to go. We are done with our about section also. So if you have a lot of things over here, you can also use it over here. Now of course, with our about section also, you can add, you know, different things that you want to add also over here. So the next one that we're going to do is the next section over here, which is also the solution section. Okay, so with this one also, not to be able to recreate everything again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click over here, you know, right click on this one and then duplicate this particular one. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate it, and as you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reverse the rows. So if I click over here, you see the rows are reversed over here. So the same way, if I, you know, just click here, the rows will go back to its normal, but I want to reverse the rows. Okay, I want to change the direction. So what I'll do is I'll just click over here for the rows to reverse. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so the only thing I can do is I can just let me just duplicate this one also, and then over here I'll just write solutions also. So if you look at this one, this is how it looks like. It looks like what? Solutions. Okay, so that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to paste this one over here, come to its style over here, just change the size and then also the thinness. Okay, so I'm just going to change the size to, let's say, 12. 12 is too small, so I'm going to change it to like, even 15 is quite too small, so let's say 20. Okay, so 20 is quite okay. Solutions. Now over here I'll go to this place, copy this one also, and then come over here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste this one also over here. Now the same thing applies to this one. I'm going to copy the text over here, come over here, and then paste it also over here. So guys, as you can see, we have what? We have a very nice, you know, website going on over here. Now the next one that we want to do is to add, you know, buttons over here. So what I will do is I'm going to just drag in a container inside this particular container. Okay, so that there's going to be a container within a container, and then inside this container, so I'm going to just go over here, and then this one I'm going to just give this row horizontal, so that when I put anything over here, I can duplicate it and then it's going to be horizontal. So if I duplicate, you know, this particular one, let me come, if I duplicate this particular one over here, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, and this is how we also want it. So it's going to be something like this. Okay, and that is how we want it. So we want this one. So the first button is what? Learn more, and the second button is sign up. Okay, so that's exactly what we want. So let's see how this one looks like. So what I want to do is I want to just copy this one, okay, and then come over here and then paste style. So let's see how this one behaves. So this is going to be like, so the same way I'm going to come over here and copy this one, and then I'm going to paste style also over here. So I'm going to paste style. So this is how it will become, but unfortunately, because the background is white and then the text also is white, you cannot really see it. So what we will do is we change the text to this particular color. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to click over here, and then we'll copy this particular you know, color over here, and come over here and change the text. Okay, so as you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, so now we can go back and then just type in sign up. Okay, and if you look at this one have what? An arrow over here. Okay, and that is what we want. So this one also has a transparent background, and this one doesn't have a background at all. All right, so let's see how we can be able to achieve that. Okay, now of course we can come over here and then also go to style over here, and then change this one to this color, right? And then we can you know, remove the color over here, and then we achieve what we want. So when we go over here, we just change this one to learn more. Okay, and that is exactly what we want. But with this one, we will have to click on this particular one, go to it, style. Okay, now first of all, let's go to the content, and then see where it is written icon. We click on the icon library over here, and then we can add an arrow. Okay, we can decide to add an arrow to it. So let's check where we will have the arrow that we want to use. And as you can see, that particular arrow, I'm not sure we have it, but I'm going to just set through first. If we don't have it, then we have to improvise and use any kind of arrow that we want. So yeah, it's over there. So that is the angle. Okay, so we can click on it over here, then just use it over here. But we want it to be at the right side. Okay, so the icon position, want it to be after. Okay, so this is how it's going to be like. Now let's go to the style, and then remove the how do you call it, the solid border. Okay, so we want to remove the solid border, but we don't want to remove the solid border and then make it when we remove the solid border, it's gonna kind of like shrink. So what we will do is we will rather make sure that the opacity is no more. Okay, and that is exactly what we are doing over here. So if you look at this particular one, this is how it looks like, and this is what ours also look like. Now of course you can go over here and then make sure that if you want to unlink the padding, you can do so. Okay, and if you do that, this is how it's going to be like. So make sure that you click over here, then position all the items in the middle, and this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so if that is exactly how it's going to be like, and it's okay, it's fine, we are good to go. Okay, so now we have our buttons all set, everything is perfectly well done, but we don't want to repeat this image over here, so we can click over here and then go to choose a different image. So we're going to go over here, and then let's say we want to choose this particular image. Okay, so let's choose this image, and I think this one is quite okay, but I want to give a different background over here. Okay, so that it will be a little bit okay. So then also this one, I want to give it a minimum height of, let's say 600. Okay, so 600, so something like this. Okay, it's quite okay. And then I'll go to it style over here, and then with the background I will choose the classic, and then give it, you know, the background color of this one over here, which is quite not good because of we don't see our button again, but we can reduce the opacity over here. Okay, and make it something like this, right? Yeah, so something like this is quite okay. So as you can see, we have a beautiful, you know, one-page website ongoing over here. So now we are good to go. Okay, we are good to go. Everything is everything is great for the website. Now we are done with our third session. Now let's go on to do or to create the next session over here, which is the services session. Okay, so with this one, this is how we're going to create it. We're going to create one big container with different containers inside it. Okay, and that is exactly what we are going to do. So I'm going to go over here, and then first of all I'm going to create you know, one container over here. Okay, one container over here, which is going to house the whole you know, content. Okay, so this is the first container. Then inside this first container, I'll drag in another container inside it. Okay, so with this particular container, I'm going to put in some few things in it. I'm going to put in this thing over here, and then I'll also do another container over here, and then put these three things also in it. Okay, and then do another container and put these two things also in it. So basically it's going to be duplicate this one, and then I'm still going to duplicate this container. So over here we'll have the text. Over here we'll have all the three services, and then over here we'll have the how do you call it, the two buttons. Okay, so that is exactly what we're going to do. So first of all, let me click over here, and then we'll drag in the heading and all those things. So I'm going to just copy this one, come here, drag in this heading over here, put in this one. Okay, let me just duplicate it, duplicate the heading, come over here, copy this one, just put in this one also over here. And then I still want to copy, where is it? I still want to copy, yeah, the text also over here. I'm going to copy the text over here, come over here, click on this grep icon over here, and then drag in the text inside this container. Okay, and then we're going to put in this one. So this is our content, and what we have to do is to style it. So first of all, what I want to do is I want to click over here and then go to it advanced, like I always do. I will unlink all the padding and then give it a top padding of 50, a bottom padding of also 50. Okay, now over here what I want to do is I just want to click over here, go to a style, let me come over here and copy this one over here, come over here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste style. Okay, so that it's going to be similar to this one. And then the same thing also, I'm going to go over here, copy. I don't want to redo everything again, so I just copy it and then I'll paste the style over here. And this is how it's going to work. It's also going to be like, now I'm going to do the same thing with this one also. I'm just going to paste the style, and this is how this one is also going to be like. Now what I need to do is just click over here, put it in the center, click on this one, also go over here and then put it in the center, click over here, also go over here and put this one also in the center. So it's going to be something like this. Okay, so perfect, something like this is what it's quite perfect. Okay, so this is how it's going to be like. But of course we can click on this edit container over here, and then just reduce the width to, like, let's say 800. Okay, so that it's going to be something like this, which is quite okay. Okay, yeah, so 800 or 700 is, let me see, 700 or 750. All right, so let's look at it. Okay, 780. Yes, so 780 is what is quite okay. So 780 pixels over here is quite okay. So we have the top one done. Now let's come to the next one, which is the second container over here. So with this one, what we want to do is we want to put 3 different containers inside this one. So I'm going to click over here, and then I'm going to make it the row horizontal. Okay, so I'm going to make this one row horizontal, and then inside the row horizontal column I'm going to drag in another container in it, and then with this container I'm going to duplicate it twice, so that I'm going to have 3 different containers inside this one. So as you can see, I'll have 1, 2, 3 inside this particular container. Okay, now why do I need 3 containers over here? Now if you look at this one, you have what, 1, 2, 3 columns or so over here. So all what I need to do is to just add an icon, add a text, and then a text, add an icon, add a text, and a text. So that is exactly what we're going to do over here. So I'm going to click on this particular one over here, and then I'm going to choose for icon. Okay, so of course you can use icon box for it. So icon box basically gives you an icon with a description and everything. So if you drag it over here, you're gonna have something like this, an icon with a heading and a description, which is exactly what this one is doing. Okay, but I have my own icon, so I would don't really want to use the icon, the icon box. Okay, so I'm going to just delete this particular one over here and then just use just icon, or I can just use an image. Okay, so I'm just going to use an image. So I can also use an image box over here, okay, which is also exactly what we want. So I'm going to click over here, and these are the images that I want to use. So what is the first one? The first one is what? Effective digital marketing services. Okay, so I'm going to choose this, click on this one, come over here, and then I can either choose this digital marketing or any of them, so, or even this one. So it all depends on what I want. So as you can see, I can just paste this one over here and we are good to go. And then with the text, I'll just copy this one, then come over here and paste the text also over here. And as you can see, we are good to go. So I just need to style it. So I'm going to go over here, go to the content first of all, and then if you want to create spacing and other stuff, you can do so. But I want to just use the same color that I use over here. So I'm just going to copy this color code over here and come over here, go to content, change the color of the content. Okay, so this is how it's going to be like. Okay, but of course, if you want to use a different color, it's all up to you. Okay, so for instance, if let's say you want to use this dark blue color over here, we can do so by just pasting this one, and we're going to have this particular color. So let's say we're going to use the dark blue. Okay, so let's use the dark blue. Now over here, we'll just copy this color code over here so that the color code for the text will be similar. Okay, so we don't want it to be different color codes. So I'm going to paste it over here and we are good to go. Now what I need to do is I can either increase the size of the image. Okay, if I go to images, I can increase the width of the image. So instead of the 30, maybe I want to make it like a 50. Okay, it all depends on me. Or maybe I want to make it just like 20. Okay, or maybe I want to make it like a 40. But I think the 30 is what quite okay. And even with the text, the content also, we didn't talk about typography over here. So with this one, we change it to Arial. Okay, let's change it to Arial, and this is how it's going to be like. And then let's use the size of 25. Okay, maybe 26, or let's say 28. Okay, so let's use the size of 28 over here. So 28 is quite okay. 600 is also quite okay, but of course you can increase it anyhow you want it. And then with the line height, we're going to leave it as default. Okay, and then with the typography also, for the description, we will choose Arial, also the same Arial, yeah. And we're going to go over here and then we set this one to 18. So perfect, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so this is how it's going to be like. Now we want space around. Okay, we want space around everything. So I'm going to click on the icon box over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to it, advanced over here, and then because I want space around, I'm just going to give it like a 20 all around. Okay, so that there will be space around it. The same way I want space around the whole box itself. So I'm going to go over here, click on the box, the container itself, and then go to it, advanced, and then also I'll give it like a 20. Okay, so it's going to be like there's space around all of them. Okay, so this is how it's going to be like. Okay, this is how it's going to be like. Now of course we can remove the space around this this icon box over here. instead of 20, just make it like you know, like this. Okay, it's gonna be something like this. All right, so now we can just copy this one and paste it over here. We just copy and paste, copy this one also and paste it over here. Okay, so when you copy and paste, this is how it's gonna be like. Okay, this is how it's gonna be like. So what I will do is I'll just copy this one, then paste style. Okay, so I'm gonna paste style over here, copy this one also, and then paste style. All right, so you see that a little bit of spaces in it. Aside that, we can also come over here and then give it like a margin. Okay, so let's say we want to give it like a margin of 20. Okay, so that if you copy this one, and then you come over here and you paste style, this is how it's going to be like. Copy this one also, and then you paste style, this is how it's going to be like. So there is kind of like a margin around it. Now what we want to do is we want to give it like a hover shadow. So when we hover on it, this one should come out a little bit like a shadow. Okay, so I'm going to click over here and then go to the style of the container. Now I'm going to go to border. Okay, now you see this one over here which says what, border shadow. So I'm going to go to hover over here and then make it what, you know, click on this pencil icon. Automatically the border shadow is what, activated. So if I go over here, there is no border shadow. That is the normal one. But if I hover on it, see that there is a border shadow over here. That is exactly what we want. Okay, so the border shadow is activated at the hover over here, but it is not activated you know, it is not activated on the normal side. Okay, so when we hover on it, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, but it is only applied to this one. So what we want is, we want to just copy the style and then, you know, just duplicate it, paste it here and paste it here also, so that when we hover on each of them, it's going to be something like this. Okay, so basically I think this one is what, it's quite okay. This one too is what, is, you know, falling in place. Now all what we need to do is to click over here and then change the details over here. So I'm going to go over here and then double click over here to highlight the whole thing, come over here, copy it and then paste it over here. So I'm going to paste it over here. So the same thing applies to the content over here. I'm going to copy it, come over here, and then I'll paste it over here. Now I'm going to go over here also, come over here, copy this one also, copy it, go back over here, then come over here and then paste it over here. Now of course I want to copy this content also, come over here and then paste it over here. So these are the contents that we are using for our website. Okay, so now we are done with, you know, the first one, the second one, and then we are good to go. So I can also click over here, okay, and then go to the layout over here and then increase this width a little bit. So let's say I want to increase this to 1200. So if I increase it to 1200, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so I can still increase it to maybe 1300. All right, so we're going to have something like this. Okay, yeah, so this is how our website will be. You know, our website is in shape now. We are good to go. Everything is what, working perfectly fine. Now I want to reduce the size of this one a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and then go to style over here, and then, you know, just go to content, and then with the typography 28, I'm going to just make this one like a 25. Okay, and then make the content also, instead of the 18, I think it's too big, I'm going to make it like a 16. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this one and then I'm just going to paste style over here. Go ahead and paste style over here. All right, so this is how the content is going to be like. And over here, I'm going to click over here and then change the icon. So I'm going to click on it. This is graphic design. So I expect something graphical. Okay, so let me just use this one. Okay, so I'm going to use this particular one over here. And then I'll go to this one also, which is our web design stuff. Okay, so we're going to click over here and then we'll choose this particular one over here for it. So basically I think everything is falling in place. Everything is great over here. Now the next on the next container over here, we want to add our buttons over here. So with the buttons, we have 2 buttons over here. Now what I want to do is I just want to go over here and then just copy this one. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and then copy the whole container over here. Okay, and then come over here and then come and paste it over here. So I'm just going to paste the whole container over here. So this is the container that we want. And then over here, what I'll do is I'll just make sure that it's in the middle over here, and that is it. Okay, so now we don't need to recreate it again. Okay, so we just have everything sorted out. Okay, so if you go over here, this is how it looks like. If you come over here, this is how it looks like. Everything is now sorted out. Okay, so we don't need to recreate everything again. Now I think everything is fine. Everything is great. We are good to go. Yeah, everything is fine. Everything is looking great. We are good to go. We are good to go. All right, so now we are left with the next session, which is client feedback. Okay, our client feedback. So what I will do is I want the client feedback to also have the same background of this as this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this section over here. Okay, I'm going to copy this one. Just going to copy this section, come over here and then paste it over here. Okay, so that it's going to have the same kind of like a fill as this particular one. Now what I'll do is I'm just going to delete this container from here. Okay, so I'm going to delete this container and then I'll just duplicate this container. Okay, now I want to click over here and then use this one as the this particular one. Okay, yeah, so that it's going to stack on each other over here. Now with this one, I'll click over here and then just center everything in the middle. Okay, so everything I want it to be in the middle. And then let me see how this one looks like. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so this is client feedback. So I'm just going to copy this one, and then put it over here. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll just delete this first one over here, and then also this one I'll just copy this one also, and then come over here and put it over here. Put it over here, and then what I will do is I'll just center it. Okay, so it's gonna be like this, and then I'm going to delete this one. So now we are done with that top one, which is the client feedback and its description. Now we are left with this 1 2 3 over here. So with the 1 2 3, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this one. So I'm going to copy this one, and then so they said I should log in. Okay, so I'm going to log in and then come back. All right guys, so I am back. I've logged in. I'm back. So like I told you, what I'm going to do over here is to copy this thing over here. So I'm going to copy this section over here, content over here, and then come over here, and then I want to paste it over here. So I'll right click over here and then just click on paste. Okay, so it's supposed to paste over here. So it is pasted over here. So what I will do is I just want to delete everything over here, and then also I don't want this one to be inside this particular container. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and then bring the navigator over here and then locate where this particular container is. So as you can see, this is the container and I don't want it to be inside this container. So if you look at it, this is how this one looks like. Okay, we have all these ones over here. Okay, all these ones over here, and this is how this one also looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this particular one. I'm going to delete this one. I'll delete this one also. Right click and delete. Okay, just right click on it and then click on delete. Just right click on it and then click on delete. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Now we have the container inside a container, which I feel like there's so many containers. So what I'm going to do is I just want to remove this particular container. Okay, and then just bring it over here, right? And then hide this one, and then over here I'm going to just delete this particular container. Okay, now I'll also click on this container and then bring it on top of this particular container. Okay, so that it will be back to its normal position over here. So basically that is how I have rearranged the whole container, by removing extra containers that I don't really need. So I'm going to go ahead and then close the navigator over here. Now I need to use this one for my client, for my client feedback. Okay, so as you can see, these are stars. This is the feedback, and then this is the name. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will delete this one. I'll delete this particular one over here, and then I just need this container. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete all of them, leaving the containers over here. All right, so now I'll click over here, and then I'm going to give a border for the container. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, go to its border over here, and then give it a border. Okay, so I'm going to give it a solid border. I'm going to give it like a 1, okay, or maybe a 2. All right, so with this one we're going to give it the same color, which is the black color over here. Okay, so we're going to give it like this black color. So I'm going to click over here and remove this one and give it this black color. Now with the border radius, I'm going to give it like a 0. Okay, so this is how it's going to be like. This is how it's going to be like. Now we have everything set up. Now all what we need to do is to place the the items or the widgets in it. So I'm going to click on it, and the first one we see is star. Okay, so this is the star rating. I'm just going to drag it inside this particular one, and as you can see, we have the star rating over here. So you can decide to scale it, maybe 5, 6, 10, whatever it is that you want to scale it. Okay, it depends on you. And then the next one is what we have, this particular one over here. So what I'm going to do is let me go ahead and then click over here and then search for testimonials. Okay, so let's see if I'll get testimonial. Now as you can see, this is testimonial. So let me just drag testimonial inside this and see how it looks like. So it looks perfectly just like the one that we are seeing over here. Okay, so that is what we want. So over here we can just position it exactly like the way this one is being positioned. Okay, and I think that is exactly what we want. That is exactly how we want it to be like. So I'm going to click over here. I'm going to click over here and then make this one a little bit bigger so that this one will stretch a little bit. So I'm going to make it like a 300 1300 pixels. Okay, so basically it's quite okay. Also this one I'm going to make it like you know, let me make it like a full width. Okay, so that it will basically be like 100% full width, just like this. Okay, so I think this one is quite okay. This one too is okay. So now with this one, all what we need to do is just double click over here, copy it, come here, click on this one, then remove whatever is in it, and then paste your you know, your review or feedback in it. Now I'm going to increase this one a little bit. So I'm going to go to size and we can decide to increase it a little bit. So let's say 20, 26 or 27 is quite okay. And then with this one also, I'm just going to just come over here, copy this color code also and give it to this guy over here. I'm going to go to style over here, remove the color code from here and give it this particular one. Now change the typography to font family to Arial. All right, choose this one and then I'm going to give it like 16, okay, or maybe an 18. Yeah, an 18 is quite okay. And then with this one, the John Doe and the company, or you can decide to just copy it. Just come over here, go to content over here. Then you see this is the company over here. So this is the John Doe, this is the company. Now of course, if I want to change this color, I can decide to make it this dark blue over here. Okay, so I can just come to the name over here and change this one to the dark blue over here. Okay, I want to save this color. So to save a color in the color palette, all what you need to do is to click over here the plus icon to say create new global color, and then I'll say maybe dark blue. Okay, and then I'll click on create so that anytime I want to use it, I can be able to go ahead and use it. Now let me go to the content over here. Let me go to the content over here, and then I want to, you know, add an image to it. So I can go ahead, click on images over here, and then let's say I want to add this particular guy over here. I can just add it, and this is the guy. Okay, so now I have this one done. All what I need to do is now let me just click over here, and then I just want to remove the how do you call it, the shadow. Okay, so I want to remove the shadow. So the hover shadow, I want to just turn it off. Okay, so this is how it looks like. There is no hover shadow, and this is exactly how it's gonna be. Okay, so all what I can do is I can also click over here, go to it advanced also, and then with the advanced I can just increase the inside you know, padding a little bit. So I just want to increase the padding in it a little bit so that the padding will increase a little bit. So I like it this way so that there will be space all around. Okay, so now that I have this one done, all what I need to do is duplicate this one twice. So I want to duplicate this one, 1, 2. Okay, now I can delete this one also. Can just go ahead and right click it and delete, right click it and delete. So this is my client feedback. Okay, all the three of them. All what I need to do is just copy. Let me just copy this one, come over here and then paste it over here. Just paste it over here, change the image, change the name. Same way also come over here, copy this one. Okay, and then change the image and then change the name. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this. Okay, and that is how our client feedback section is also being like. Now if you're okay with it, just click on update over here to update it. All right, so now that we are done with this one. Now I think it's left with our last section over here, which we need to create. Okay, and we are done with this, creating a one-page website. Now what we need to do is we need to just create two different containers over here. Okay, so one over here, and then one over here, making 3. So we're gonna go over here, and then this time around let me see if I can just grab something from here. No, I cannot. So what I will do is I'll just recreate everything. So I'm going to click over here, and first of all I need to create one whole container like this. Go to it advanced, just unlink it padding, give it 50 bottom, 50 top. Okay, so that it's gonna be something like this. And what I'm gonna do is let me see what I'm creating. So creating this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just bring a container inside. So one is this, and then I'm gonna duplicate this one to make it 2. So as you can see, they're stacking on each other. I want it to be side by side. So I'll click on this edit container over here, go to layout over here, and then I'm going to change this one to row horizontal, so that it's going to stack on each other one after the other. Now I can go ahead and then create what I want to create. So if I come over here, I have this creative contact best, whatever it is. Okay, so I can be able to do so. So now what I will do is I'm just going to go here, then just copy this one over here, come over here, and then paste it over here. Okay, I'm just copying and pasting where is it? Yeah, I'm just copying this one, I'm just copying it and pasting, because I want the style. Okay, not the words, not the content, just the style. Okay, so this is exactly what I wanted. Now over here I want to make it, I want to change this words over here. So as you can see, this one says what, creative. Okay, so I'm going to just copy this one and then paste it over here. Let me go to a style over here and then position it this way. I'm going to do so for this particular one also. So I'll come over here, copy this one, come here, and then paste it. I'm going to go to it style and then position it this way. So it's going to be something like this. Now the same way, I'm also going to copy this one over here. So just copy, come over here, and then paste over here. So you right click and you paste. Now go to a style, then position it at the left. Now let's go to where we want to copy our content. Copy it from here, copy it, come to where we are working, and then go to content over here, and delete everything from here, and then paste your content over here. So basically this is what we have. Okay, this is exactly what we have. Now we can go ahead and then also work on this particular side. Okay, so with this side also we can click over here and then use the icon, the icon box. Okay, so I'm going to use the icon box. So I'm going to just use this one over here. Now what I'll do is I'll just use the name as the heading and the email as the content. So this one is the heading, and then the email over here is going to be the content. Okay, so this is exactly how it's going to be like. Now I'll go to it style over here, then I'll position everything like this over here. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. Now I'm going to go to the content, choose an icon for it. I'm going to search for envelope. Okay, so let's see how it looks like here. So this is exactly what we are looking for, and then we're going to insert over here. Now let's go ahead and go to a style, go to the icon, see how best we can be able to style the icon. So the icon size, let's give it like a 30. Okay, and then let's go to the color of the icon. Now since we have already stored our color over here, so what we're going to, or saved our color, what we're going to do, click on the globe icon over here, and then okay, so our color did not save. I don't know why it didn't save, but let me just go ahead and then save the color again. Okay, So I'm going to go to a style over here. I'm going to go to the name, and over here I want to save this color as dark blue, just like this one. Click create. All right, so guys, I don't know why it is delaying, but what I will do is I'll just update it and then refresh it, and then save it again and see how because it's supposed to save. Okay, so I want to refresh it and then save it. Now this is what you're supposed to do from the beginning of the website, so that it saves you tons and tons of time. Okay, so I'm sorry that I didn't start from that, but in the end you get it right, and I'm sure you will be able to work towards it. Now let's go ahead and then scroll down, okay, to where we wanted to save the color, and we go over here, go to the settings, the style over here, go to the name, and then let me just click over here and see if the color has been saved. It hasn't, so I'm going to go over here and click over here, and then I'm going to say dark blue, and then let me create it again. All right, so as you can see, it has been created. If I click over here, you see dark blue over here. Okay, and that is it. So the same thing is what we're going to do for this one. So we're going to go over here, go to a style over here, and then the icon, we will click on primary, and then we'll choose dark blue. Okay, so as simple as that. When we go to content also over here, we click on primary, the global over here, and then we choose on dark blue, and it's as simple as that. Okay, so you can save all your colors also. So over here, if I want to save this text color, okay, so I can click over here and then click this particular one and see what text color. Okay, and then click on create. All right, so the same thing applies to here. You can go to this place, go to here, and then click over here, and then say maybe heading color. Okay, and click on create. All right, so if I come here and I want to change the text color, I go to content over here, and then I click over here, I'm supposed to see the text color over here, and as you can see, it works perfectly well. So I'm going to change the typography also. I'm going to change this one to Arial. I'm going to use this one, and then with the typography, let me see how this one looks like. Okay, so it's a little bit small. So with this one, we're going to choose like maybe 25. 25 is even too 25 is a little bit bigger, so I'm going to choose maybe 20. Okay, so 20 or maybe 18. All right, so 18 is quite okay. 18 is quite okay with its content in it. Now I can also either increase or reduce the spacing depending on how I want it. So this one is quite okay, so I can duplicate this one also, and then over here we're going to use phone. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this one. I'm going to copy this one, put in phone. I'm going to copy this one also, come here and put it over here. Okay, so this is what phone, and then let me see, and then come over here and then search for phone. All right, so I'm going to use this one, set it, and that is how we have it over here. Okay, so we will duplicate it again also, and then this time around we say what, office, right? Yeah, so we're going to say office, copy it, come over here, then paste it over here. The same thing is the address, copy it, come over here, and then paste it over here. So that is what the office. Now we change this one to location, so we can change it to any location that we want. So let me see. All right, so I'm going to just use this particular one over here. As you can see, now we have everything working for us. Okay, so what we need to do is over here I will just click over here, and then let me see how this one is. Okay, so I want to increase this one a little bit to 1300, which is also quite okay, and then come over here and increase the column gaps. Okay, that is the column between this one and this one. I want to make it like a 40, or even let's say 80. All right, so that there will be column over here. Okay, so guys, this is how we can be able to create our first side or our first column two columns of our contact page. Okay, now the next one, like I told you, is you can add a map, but I am going to add how do you call it, a form over here. Okay, so I'm going to add a form over here. So I'm going to update this particular one. Okay, I'm going to update this one and then go back to my dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the dashboard over here. Now remember that we added WP forms over here. Okay, so what we are going to do is with the WP forms over here, if you don't know what WP forms are, it is just a form builder. You can use it to create any form that you want. Okay, so when I was installing the showing you how to install the plugins, I used WP forms to install it. Okay, so what we are going to do is hover on it right now, and then we're going to click add new. All right, so we are good to go. So let's click on let's go over here, and then just click on done over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just enter the name. We're going to enter our name over here. So the name of the form that we want, just enter it over here. So I'm going to enter it as contact. Okay, so just contact form. Right now, ignore these ones. They will let it's just guiding you around. Okay, and what I'm going to do is now, of course, you can choose any simple contact form or newsletter form or any form that you want. Okay, so it depends on you, but I'm going to just choose this, or you can also start from scratch. I'm going to choose this contact form, and then I'm going to just click on use template, or use template over there. All right, so this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so your name, your last name, your email, and then your contact, your message. Okay, so just simple contact form. Okay, so what I will do is I just want it to be full. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click over here, and then instead of first and last, I'm going to use simple. Okay, so that it's going to just be one, and then I'll go to it advanced, and then instead of the medium, I'm going to use large. Okay, so I'll do same for this one. Go to it advanced, instead of medium, I'm going to use large. Okay, so the same thing for this one. Instead of medium, I'm going to use large, so that it's going to be full. Okay, so I think I am good to go. I can be able to click on save to save the form. But of course, if you are saving a form, or if you are done with the form, you need to make sure that you check your settings. Okay, so make sure that you check the settings. So the form name, the tags, the submit button, you can be able to change it. Okay, that you can give a description for your form. Okay, that one too is also there. Now if you go to notifications, which is very important, make sure that you add your email addresses over here. Okay, the two, mostly I would advise you to make sure that you create an email address which is from your your website. Okay, so just like maybe an info@kitechtutorials.com. okay, it will help you for your forms content to be delivered into your mail very fast. Okay, you don't need to install any SMTP or whatever it is. Okay, so that is what I will advise you. So make sure that you create an email for your website, specifically from your domain. Okay, that is it. Now if everything is okay, you can also check your confirmations, the messages that you want people to see when they send their contact form and other stuff. Now I'm going to click on save over here, because I think everything is quite okay for me. I am good to go. All right, so let me click on save again. Okay, so if everything is okay, I can just click on cancel, or click on this over here. Now as you can see, this is my short code for the form. I can copy it over here, and then I can be able to go to my website over here. Now what I will do is I'll refresh it. Okay, so I'm going to refresh this one, so that the contact form that we created will be able to adjust itself and take effect in our page builder that we are using, so that when we want to call it using a shortcode or using any widget in the page builder, it could be able to show for us. Okay, and that is it. So I'm going to scroll down over here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a container. Okay, so I'm going to add this container over here, and then I'm going to add the form also over here. So I'll click over here and then search for form. Search for form. Okay, so at the moment to search form, this is WP form. I'm going to just drag it in this place, and as you can see, it tells us to select a form. So when we click over here, that is the contact form that we created. And guys, this is the contact form over here. Okay, so you can adjust it, you know, display and other stuff. You can also go over here and then check the colors and all this, and the button style. You can decide to you know, use your own color. Okay, so I'm going to just copy my color that I'm using, or come over here, scroll, and then choose a dark blue color over here. Okay, so with the button size, we can make it to a large or medium or whatever it is. With the radius also, if you don't want anything, or just remove it. Then with the text also, you can choose any color that you want. Okay, so that is basically about the forms. Now you can also use a custom CSS or anything that you want to use also over here. Okay, so with the form field also, you can, you know, just make it either large or medium depending on how you want it. Okay, so border radius also, I want to make it 0 over here. The background, the border, the text, and everything will be here. And then also you have the labels and other stuff. Okay, and then the button style, which we talked about. So basically this is how it looks like. Okay, so what we are going to do is I'm going to just click on this one over here, and I'm going to go to it advanced over here. I'm going to give it a padding of 50. Okay, so as you can see, this is a padding of 50, and then I'll just let me see, I'll just scroll down over here, go to border. Okay, then maybe I'll give it a border radius of, let's say, 1. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. So our form will be over here. Okay, just something like this, and people will be able to just come over here and see the form that we created. Now of course, if you want to make it bigger, you can do so. So let's say I want to make the form you know, the size bigger. I can do so and then make it the 1300, just to see the size over here also. So basically this is how you can be able to, you know, create the form for your website. So I'll click on update over here, and as you can see, we are done with our website. Now one page website. Now we can go ahead and click on view to view the one page website that we created. So over here, this is how it looks like. As you can see, this is how it looks like. Very, very sleek, very neat. Okay, so now we have your one page website. You can go ahead and use it. Okay, so in our next lesson, we're going to learn how to create a header, and then you know, a footer, and we turn this whole website into a fully one-page website, which will cut across all devices. Okay, that is what we are going to do in our next lesson. So please make sure you jump to the next lesson to watch it. Module 8, crafting a professional website header and footer. Now in this module, we're going to craft a professional website header and footer, meaning that we are going to create a professional website header and footer. Now what we are going to do in this model is to first of all change the theme that we are using, and then set our one-page website that we created, the page as a home page, and then go ahead to design our professional header and footer for that particular website. So let's get into it. All right, so this is our website, and as you can see, if you go to you know, our website over here, that is kitextutorials.com, we're gonna be redirected to this page. Okay, but we have created a home page, and if I add home to this one, you see that it's going to be a different website altogether. So this is our home page. Okay, so we want this particular one to be our home page. Now how can we do that? How can we make this one our home page? Now let's go to the back end of the website over here, and then all what we need to do is to scroll down to settings over here, and then we're gonna go to reading. Okay, so reading over here, we're gonna click on reading. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so as you can see, your home page displays latest post. Okay, so if you go to if I click over here, which is supposed to redirect to our home page, it is displaying our latest post, and the only latest post we have is the hello world post over here. Now how do we change this one? It is very simple. We change it from latest post to static page. Okay, now with the static page, all what we need to do is select a page for our home page. So we're going to select the only page we have on the website, which is this particular one for our home page. Now of course you can also create a different page for the post page also. Okay, so that is it, and then set it over here. Now I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to click on save changes over here. Now if I click over here and I refresh this particular website, it's supposed to give me what I want. Okay, so let me just refresh it again. All right, so it's not showing. Let me just clear cache or purge the cache over here for it to show. All right, so as you can see, it is now showing over here. Okay, so that is basically how you can be able to change a page and make it your home page. So now if I click over here, it's still going to make bring me to this particular page, which is my home page. Okay, so that is it. Now we want to craft a professional or design a professional header, and then also a footer for our website. Now how do we do that? First of all, I want us to change the theme that we are using. Okay, so I want us to change the theme that we are using. So I'm going to go over here, and then go to appearance over here, go to themes over here. All right, so these are our themes that we have the cadence theme over here. I want us to change it to the cadence. Now the reason why I want us to change it to the cadence theme is with Elementor. Okay, so most of the header and the footer is built using the Elementor Pro. Okay, so what I want to do is to use the normal free version to be able to build my the header and then the footer. So I'm going to change it to cadence, which cadence give me that privilege to be able to do that. So cadence have a header builder and all those footer builder in it. I can be able to use it to build my header the way I want. So all what I need to do is to click on activate over here to activate the theme, and now my theme has been activated. So let's go to the website and refresh the website and see how it looks like. All right, so since the theme has changed, as you can see, the header also changed. Okay, so if I scroll down also, you see that this footer also has changed. Okay, so this is how our our theme really looks like. Okay, so now everything is perfect for us to go ahead and then design our header and footer. Now before we design our header and footer, we need to create menu. Okay, so we need to create menu. So to be able to create menu, you have to go back to your dashboard over here, hover on appearance, and you're going to see menus over here. Just click on menus, and then it will redirect you to the menu page where you can be able to create your own menu. Okay, so this is what is menus over here. Now we can give a name for our menu, and we can go ahead and then create our menu. So I'm going to give a name for the menu. I'm going to say main menu over here, and then display the location on primary over here. Okay, so I'm going to display the location over here, and then just click over here. Now the primary menu is the top menu or the main menu. Okay, so mostly after creating it, if you you need to add, after creating the menu, you need to add how do you call it, menu items into the menu. Okay, so now we've created a menu, but there is no items in it, so we need to add items to it. Now you can add menu items from pages. Okay, so as you can see, these three things. So from pages, from post, custom links, and then categories. Sometimes some of these things are hidden. If you want to see it, go to screen options, and then you can add more to it. So if I click on tags over here, you're gonna see that there is a tag now showing over here. Okay, so if I click on screen options and then untick the tag also, you're going to see that the tag is now what is now gone. Okay, so this is how you can be able to add more menu items depending on the theme and then the plugins that you've installed. You can be able to add you know, a little bit of icons over here. Okay, items over here. So I'm going to start with the pages over here, and the only page we have is the home page, which is our one page website. So basically this one. Now I still want to add different connected to the sections of the website. Okay, so for instance, this is our home page. I want to add an about section over here. I also want to add maybe services section over here, and then I also want to add clients or testimonials over here, and then contact. Okay, so these are some of the main things that I want to add. So to be able to do that, now first of all, I need to open this page in Elementor, and then I will link each session so that when somebody click on the you know, the menu item over here, it will take them to that particular section. Okay, so I'm going to open this one in Elementor, edit with Elementor over here. I'm going to click on it, or you can go to pages and then click on edit with Elementor, that particular page. Okay, but this is what I want to use, and this is how I can be able to go to Elementor quickly. All right, so now that this one has you know, opened, now we will have to link all the sections. Okay, so over here, like I told you, I want this section to be my about, so I'm going to click over here. Okay, I'm going to click over here and then go to it, advanced over here. Okay, scroll down over here. Now I want to add a CSS class. Okay, so you can add a CSS class, but not the class per se. I don't want to add a class, I want to add the ID. Okay, so this is where I want. So I'm going to add an ID over here and then call it about. Okay, so I'm going to copy this about over here, copy it, and then go to menu over here, and then this time around I'm going to go to custom links. Okay, so I'll click on custom links, and then what I'll do is I'll give it a pound sign over here and then add the about to it. So you're going to have the hash or the pound sign in front of the about. Okay, and then over here I'm going to just write the about. So this is the text that will show on the menu or on the header. Okay, so I'm going to just click over here and say what, add to menu. So now we have about, and then we have home over here. So now that we have it done, now let's go to our next section, which is the services section. So I'll click on this edit section over here. I'll click on this edit section over here and go to it advanced, or edit container, go to it advanced, and then come to CSS ID over here, and then also I'm going to add services. Okay, so I'm going to add services over here, copy this one, come over here, and then add the pound sign in front of the service and paste the service over here. Now I'm going to say services, and that will be the link or the text, the link text that people will see on the website, on the header of the website. So I'm going to go ahead and click on add to menu over here. All right, so basically this is the about, this is the services. Now another one that we also want to add is the testimonial. Okay, or the client feedback, but I'm going to call it the testimonial container. So I'm going to click on this edit container button over here, go to it advanced, scroll down, and then look for CSS ID and say testimonial. Okay, I'm going to copy this one, copy it, come over here, and then give it a pound sign in front of it, and then paste the testimonial over here. Now I can go ahead and then give it you know, text, a link text over here, which is the testimonials. I'm going to call this one testimonials and change it to capital T over here, and then click add to menu. Okay, so now we have this one. Now the last one is our contact. So I'm going to just go ahead, add a pound sign and say contact, and then come over here and then say contact. Okay, click this one. I'm going to copy this part of it, click add to menu, and then come to you know, the page where we are editing, and then over here you're going to see this contact page over here. Just click over here. Okay, just click over here, go to it advanced, and then scroll down. You're going to see this CSS ID over here, paste the contact in it. Now everything is done. We're gonna click on update. All right, so now that we are done, if I'm going to view it, I can click over here and then right click over here to view it in a new page. So this is our home page, and it's still not showing the way we want it. Let me just click over here and see how it's showing, but I'm gonna purge the cache also. So I'm going to go ahead and then purge the cache. Oh, all right, so it's not showing because we have not saved the menu. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, and then this time around I'm going to click over here. So I forgot to save the menu. Pardon me, please, I forgot to save. So it's showing that there is no menu over here. So all what we need to do is to click on save over here. All right, so we're going to click over here and then click on save, refresh. Okay, so at the moment you refresh, as you can see, these are the pages over here. So if I click over here, it takes me to the about page. Okay, if I click over here, it also takes me to the services page, and if I click over here, it takes me to the testimonial page, and if I click on the last one, which is contact, it also takes me to the contact side. Okay, so basically that is how you can be able to add your menus. So now that we have added our menu, now our next thing that we need to go is to customize the header. Okay, so we need to customize the header. So to do so, we're going to click on this customize button or icon over here, or you can go to your dashboard over here, and then under appearance you're going to see customize over here. So I'm going to use that one and open in a new link. Okay, I'm going to open in a new link. Come over here, put it over here, open in a new link. Now that it is opening, we can go ahead and then make sure that we have our our logo ready, because we're going to set up a logo. So make sure that you have your logo ready. Make sure that all the colors that you want to use for your header is also ready. Okay, now of course I have my logo ready. Where is my logo? Let me go over here and then click over here. Okay, so this is the course that we are making. This is my one page website, and as you can see, I have a couple of logos over here. Okay, so I created this one using Photoshop. Okay, so for those of you who can create quick logos, you can also do your own logo. Okay, basically that is it. So now that we have our logo ready, we can set our logo over here and then change the background, customize or edit the colors and other stuff of the menu items also. So to do so, we're going to click on header. Okay, so as you can see, this is our header, and now we have what header builder showing up over here. So now we can change our logo. Click on this ranch icon or the settings icon over here, and the logo side will open for you. Just click over here to select your logo. So I'm going to just select my logo. I don't have the logo over here, so I'm going to just add all these ones into it. Okay, so I'm going to add all these 3 logos into it, and I'll choose the one that I want to use for my website. All right, so let's say I want to use this particular one for my website. I can click on select over here, and you can either crop it or skip cropping. I'm going to skip cropping so that all the full logo comes over. So as you can see, this is my logo. Okay, now guys, you see that we have a logo over here and we still have the website name. It is basically because of the logo layout. Okay, so if you know that your logo is just a 512 pixel logo, which is a square logo, you can of course add your use this layout, that is the title of the website, to it. Okay, but of course, if you have a complete logo, you don't want to add the title of the website, just click over here to use the logo only, and you're gonna have something like this. Okay, so basically our logo is what is set, and we are good to go. I'm going to publish it because anything that I do, I want to publish it. Okay, now another thing I also want to do is I want to add a button. Okay, so to add any element or any widget on the header, you can hover on it and you see that there is a plus icon over here. Just click on it and the things that you can add will be over here. So I'm going to add a button over here, and this is the button that I want to add. So as you can see, this is the button. I can click on this ranch icon to check its settings. So I'm going to say maybe book us. Okay, so book us or sign up. Okay, so let me just use this kind of like a button over here and say sign up. Okay, so now we have sign up button over here, and then you can use the URL for it. So what are we using? The URL that we're going to use, I'm going to just use the contact URL. Okay, so basically the contact is quite okay for me, and I'm okay with it. So that I use this particular one because that is the pound sign and then the contact. Okay, meaning that it's gonna shift us to this particular contact section over here, or container over here, and that is it. So now that we have this one done, of course, in adding a button, you can decide to open the button in a new link or open the page in a new link, set link to no follow, and then set link attributes as sponsored, or set the link to a download. So maybe it is just a downloadable file that you want people to download, so when they click on it, it will automatically download for them. Okay, so you can be able to do that. Now also the button style, you can make it what like this, something like this, outline or filled. Okay, and then also the button visibility, you can make it everyone or only logged in or only logged out users. Okay, so I'm going to make this one as this because I want it to be something like this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go to a design over here, and then I'm going to choose the colors that I want. Okay, so initial color and then the hover color. Okay, so with the hover color, I want it to be this color over here, or let me just use this particular color over here. So I'm going to go over here and then go to this color, pick this color. Okay, now I want the hover color to be like that. So when somebody hover on it, that is what I want it to be. And then the border colors. Okay, so the border colors also, I'm going to choose this one for it, and then also border hover, I'll still choose this one for it. Now the reason why I make it like that, choose colors for the hover, and then the main color, is that when I hover on it, I don't want the the colors to be messing up. Okay, so I just want it to be okay for me. Okay, and that is it. So this one is saying that it doesn't have any border, but we have border over here, and we can choose the pixel that we want. Okay, so we just want it to be 1 pixel over here, which is quite okay, or you can go ahead and make it like a 2. Okay, so 2 is quite okay. And then the border radius, I want to make it 0, so that it's going to be like a rectangle with no corner radius. Okay, and then also you can choose the font style that you want to use. So I'm just going to go ahead and then choose Arial for it. Yeah, this particular one over here. And then if you want the button shadow and all those kind of stuff, you can be able to choose anything for it. So basically I think it's quite okay. And then the color over here, this color also, and that is a text color, so I want to just change it to this one so that it matches the color that I want. Okay, so I think everything is quite okay. Yeah, everything is quite okay. Okay, and we are good to go. Yeah, of course we are good to go. If you want it to be like a field over here, you can go over here and then change this one to field. Okay, so if I change it to field over here, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so if I go over here, I can make I can have a background color over here. So let's say I want the background this background color to disappear. Okay, but when I hover on it, I want a background color, it's going to work. So meaning that when I hover on it like this, it's going to have this background color over here. So when I hover on it, I want the text to be white. Okay, so I'm going to change this one. So when I hover on it, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so I think this one is quite okay for me, and I'm good to go. So make sure that if you want just the normal state of the button to be you know, the background to be transparent with a border, then make sure that you choose the field. Okay, so you choose this particular one over here, field over here, button style. But when you go to design, you will be able to change the colors, and then make sure that you make the initial color transparent. By making it transparent, it means that you drag the transparency, the color to a transparent state over here. Okay, and that is it. So now I think our header is what is following shape. The only thing we need to do is to make sure that we change this particular you know, style of the menu over here. So to do so, we can just click on this ranch icon over here, just click over here, and then we can, you know, go to design over here. Okay, and as you can see, these are the colors. Okay, so I want to use this color black over here, so I'm going to copy this one, come here, and then go ahead and change this one to black. Now of course, with the hover over here also, I want to change it to our color over here. So I'm going to go over here and then click over here, and then change this one to this particular one. So this one, I'm going to still copy it and then come over here and change it to this one. All right, so this is how it's going to be like. So when somebody hover on it, it's going to be something like this. Now of course, the active state, we can also make this as the active state, so that the active state will distinguish itself with the other one. So I'm going to just go over here and then paste this one as the active state, and as you can see, you see that this is the active state. And the reason why I don't want it to make active state is that we only have one page, and all these ones are just connected to the page. Okay, so it's not really going to change anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to still use this color over here for the active stage. Okay, so we're going to paste it over here so that it's still going to be the same. Now we can go ahead and then, you know, come over here. So if you want a background, you can be able to choose a background, but the most important thing is the font. Okay, so I'm going to change the font. I'm going to change it to Arial, because that is what we are using, this particular font. And then the style, you can make it you know, bold like this, or you can make it anyhow you want it. So either bold, regular, or whatever thing that you want it. Okay, so all depends on you. So let's say I want to make it bold like this. I want the colors to show, and then you know, if you go over here, you can be able to just increase the font, the length, you know, the spacing, and all those kind of stuff. You can do so over here. Okay, so I think everything is quite okay for me. I am good to go. But the only thing I want to do is, when I go to general over here, I want to just increase the item spacing. Okay, so I'm just going to increase the spacing between each items over here and make it like 1.8. all right, so 1.8 is quite okay. So I also, you know, want to go back and then click on this main role over here, and then as you can see, you can increase the layout over here. Okay, or you can even change the background also of that particular layout. So let's say I want to make all the background, let's say black. You can go over here and then change it to any color that you want. Now I think this one is quite okay for me. I can be able to either make it a sticky header. Okay, so I can make it a sticky header. Like let's say I want to make it a sticky header. So to make it a sticky header is very simple. Make sure that you are you know, you are on the general over here. Okay, so let me go back to, yeah, you're on the under general over here. So main header, general. Okay, and then when you scroll down, we have transparent header or sticky header. Okay, so I can make it transparent or I can make it sticky. It all depends on what I want to do. So to make it sticky, I can just go ahead and then say I want to make the header sticky, and then when I scroll, it will be what? It will be sticky. So as you can see, when I scroll, it's what? It's still sticky over there, and that is what? And that is it. So if enable main row shrinking, different logo for you know, stack header, you can still do so. And then also enable reveal sticky on scroll, you can also do so. So let's say I want to change the logo. Okay, so I want to change the logo when it is what, it is sticky. Okay, so I can decide to go ahead and then change the logo over here. And then let's say I want to make it like this particular logo. Okay, so when it is sticky, you have to change. Now before I can do that, let me go ahead and then go to Add Design, and then, you know, the sticky title, logo icon, navigation icons. So I want to change the navigation icons. And then first of all, I want to change the background of the sticky. So I want to make the background of the sticky this color. Okay, the black color over here. I want to make it this black color over here. So I'm going to go over here and paste it over here. So that is what I want to do, so that when I scroll over here, you see that the color, the logo that we chose is over here, and it's what is very nice. Okay, so now we can be able to make sure that we change the colors over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go over here and then navigation colors. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the colors, that is the ash, this particular ash for the colors. So I'm going to go over here and then paste it over here. That is for it. This one also, that is the hover one. I'm going to go ahead and then choose let me choose light blue, the bright blue, sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and then paste this one also over here. All right, so with the with this one also, I'm going to just choose this particular one for the active one also. So let's go over here and paste it over here. So now if I scroll up, guys, as you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, then this looks professional and it looks very, very beautiful. Okay, so that is how you can be able to create a professional website header and footer. Now I'm going to just publish it over here, and then we will go ahead and make sure that it is responsive for mobile and tablet also. So to do so, I'm going to click on, you see this down over here, there are buttons over here, or there are icons over here. This one is desktop, this one is mobile, tablet, and this one is mobile also. So I'm going to click over here, and as you can see, this is how it looks like on tablet. Okay, so you can change the trigger if you want to. So I'm going to just increase this one to this one, and then come over here, and then, you know, just change this particular one. I'm going to change this one also to, okay, so I'll come over here and pick the bright blue color over here, come over here and change it to this one. Or let me just pick the dark blue, okay, which is perfect for white. So I'm just going to change it like this, and then this black will be perfect for the this particular color. So I'm going to just change it to this one, okay, so that it matches everything. So when I hover on it, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so that is what that is with the you know, with the how do you call it, with the trigger over here. Okay, so that is with the trigger over here, and that is how it looks like. So we will when we trigger it, what happens? So this is what really happens, and this is the canvas, okay, the off canvas. So what we are going to do is we're going to, you know, redesign this place to match our website. All right, so to be able to you know, design the canvas, the off canvas. Now first of all, what we are going to do is we're going to add a button to it. So you know that the main that is the main header over there for the desktop, we have this button. Okay, so with the off canvas also, we want to add a button to it. Now let's check the button. It seems this color has changed, so let's go over here, go to design. Oh, okay, so first of all, this is the background, and this shouldn't change. Now let me just update it. Go to the main page, refresh it over here. All right, so this is how it looks like, right? Okay, now let's go by. Okay, so it still works. Okay, everything is working perfectly. Okay, it's just a glitch over there. So as you can see, now we have a professional you know, website over here. Now let me just go over here, and then this time around what we're going to do is we're going to go to the tablet, okay, and add the same button over here. So we're going to redesign the button at the tablet. So we're going to add button over here, go to you know, the button settings, and this one will be what, this one will be book or sign up. Okay, so sign up. Okay, so you know, you can, we will add the URL, which is the pound sign and then contact over here. You can also make it visible to whoever you want to make it. If you want it to be filled, all depends on you. So we can go to it design over here and design it the way we want it. So we want, you know, a border, okay, which is 2 pixels, which is fine. Now I'm going to click over here so that I can be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, now the text colors also, want to use this dark blue over here. Okay, so I'm going to copy this one, and then with the text color I'm going to just use the dark blue over here. All right, with the background color over here I'm going to make it transparent. Okay, and then over here I'm just going to make it this dark blue over here. With the text of this one also I'm going to make it all white. Okay, so basically when I hover on it, this is how it's going to be like. Now with the border colors also I just want to, you know, make it this one, and then the hover also is going to be this one. Okay, so when I hover on it, this is how I'm going to get. Now let's go to this one, which is the border radius. We're going to make it 0. Okay, so there's no going to be any border radius. Okay, so I think everything is fine, everything is okay, we are good to go. Now the next thing we also have to do is to change the background color. Okay, and then also you know, customize or change the look and feel of the menu items over here. So what we are going to do is I'm going to click on canvas over here, the ranch icon over here, and then you can, you know, make it anyhow you want it. You can make it full width, you can make it slide out left, anyhow you want it. Okay, so it depends on you. If you want to move the body with the toggle also, you can, you know, move it. Now I'm going to click over here, and then over here with the background color I want to change it to this black color over here, so that it matches with our website. So I'm going to click over here and then change the color to this color. Okay, so that's how it's going to be like. Now also with a toggle, I think it's okay. Yeah, so the next one that we need to do is to come to the navigation over here. I'm going to click on this navigation over here, and then go to the design. Okay, go to the design, and then what I'm going to do is with this active color I want to change it to the white. Okay, so I want it to be white. Okay, I want it to be white, and then with this hover color I want to change it to our dark blue color over here. So I'm going to go ahead and change this one to dark blue. Okay, so that when somebody hover on it, it's going to be something like this. Okay, so with the background also I'm going to just leave it as it is. And I'm going to go to font. Okay, I'm going to go to font and then change it to Arial. Okay, this one, and then you know, if I think this one is also quite okay. Now if you want a divider, you can be able to what, the divider is the one, the lines dividing the navigation items over here. So I think this one is okay. Now let's go to the mobile side also. This is how it's also going to look like. So everything is what, quite okay, everything looks great. So this is how it's also going to look like. So with the mobile we can just adjust the logo over here. So I'm going to just adjust the logo for the mobile. So we're going to go over here and go to general over here. All right, so we're going to what, just give adjust the logo. Let me hide this one so that I can see the logo. We can just adjust the logo to height that we want. Okay, so I'm going to say maybe 170. Okay, which is quite okay. All right, so I think basically it's quite okay. Everything is what, everything is well designed, everything is fine, and we can go ahead and publish it. So now we have our website well designed for ourselves. Okay, so now let's go back over here. I'm going to go back to the desktop, and then this time around, this time around what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to customize our footer. Now of course the footer is the one over here. Okay, so we're going to just customize a small footer for our website. So you see this one over here, we're going to click on it, and we're going to see footer builder also over here. So with the footer also we can be able to customize it. So we can click over here to change the copyright item. So copyright year, site title, and then theme credit. I'm going to just delete this one, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it this particular sign over here and say powered by I'll say Kitech Digital. Okay, so let me scroll up and see the footer. So this is how it's going to be like. Okay, as you can see over here. Now I want the footer to be dark. Okay, so I want it to be all black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and then click on this footer icon over here, and then you see the bottom roll over here. Just click on it. Okay, just click on it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on design over here, and then scroll down to where we have the buttons over here, and then go ahead and change it to our dark color that we are using, which is this black color also over here. So I'm going to just paste it over here, and let's see how it looks like. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, so it's a little bit too big, if I might say, a little bit too big for me. So what I can do is I can go ahead, go to general over here, and see if I can change some of this things. So you see column spacing, widget spacing, top space. So with the top space I'm going to make it like let's make it 0 and see, and then the bottom space also I'm going to make it let me just make it like a 15 pixels, and then let's see how it looks like. So as you can see, it has shrunk a little bit. So if I make here, let's say 0, it's still going to shrink a little bit. So I think this one is quite okay for me, and I'm good to go. So the next one I want to do is also to edit the main thing over here. Instead of the colors which is showing over here, I want to go to the design over here, and then the font over here. Okay, so the font colors or the length colors. First of all, let me just change the length color, because the font colors, because we don't have any length color over here. So I'm going to copy this gray, oh no, sorry, ash over here. I'm going to copy this ash over here, come over here and change this one to the ash color. Okay, and then I'm going to just click over here to change the font to Arial. Sorry, yeah, this one over here. Okay, and then you can change the style, you can change the size also. Okay, so let me just make the size 15, and let's see how it looks like. All right guys, so this is how it's gonna be like. Okay, this is how it's gonna be like. Now I want to link this particular text so that when somebody hover on it, they can be able to click on it. So what I will do is I'm just going to go to this general over here, and then I'll highlight this particular text, and you see this one which says you can insert or edit link. I'll click over here and then just type in my website name over here, and then click on this blue apply icon over here. Click on it, and as you can see, there is a link activated. Okay, so I am going to go to design over here, and then the link style over here. Okay, see that there is a link style over here. I can change it to no no underline. Okay, and then over here I can just change it to the normal the normal link that everybody is using over here. So I'm just going to change it to the normal color that all the text is using over here, and then but I want it to when you hover on it, it's going to show a different color. So when you hover on it, I want it to show this either bright blue or dark blue. So I'm going to just use the bright blue color. Okay, so when you hover on the link, it's supposed to show this color for you. So when I hover on it, as you can see, this is what is showing. Okay, so if I'm done with it now, of course I can check it on the tablet side also. Let me just scroll down, and as you can see, this how it looks like. I can also check it on mobile side. This is how it's also looking like. So everything is quite okay, everything is perfectly done. All what I need to do is to just click on publish over here, and I can go ahead and view my website. And then as you can see, we are done with the header and then the footer. Okay, professional header and footer. Let's click on this cancel to go back and view the website. So I'm going to view the website over here, and guys, as you can see, we have a professional one-page website with a professional header and footer. And when we scroll, you can see the website is looking very, very beautiful. Okay, so now we are good to go. So this is how you can be able to create a professional header and footer for your website.